What's going on, Jerome's? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft 1.0. Yes, that, not the Vikings being out of the playoffs, needing new leadership, and just like rooting against the Packers. But that's whatever there. But yeah, Daniel Jeremiah mock draft 1.0. The Vikings, they get who is regarded as the cornerback one in this draft. He isn't cornerback one in the selection, but we'll get into it. And I respect Daniel Jeremiah. Move the Sticks podcast, him and Bucky Brooks. It's phenomenal listening. And Daniel Jeremiah is so damn good on television for the draft. And I know that sometimes a lot of people will be like, oh, DJ should be a GM. Now, I'm selfish. I want Daniel Jeremiah in the media giving us all of these nuggets and the look behind the curtain because he worked for a scout several years as a move curtains. Yeah, this is a high-class production, man, so let's get into it on. Number one overall, Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this is starting to get some steam. I'm starting to buy in where the Jaguars don't go the obvious choice of Hutchinson or Thibodeau. They go with one of the offensive tackles, either Neal or Ekwonu from NC State, to protect Trevor Lawrence. It makes sense. It really does. And Evan Neal and Ekwonu are going to test completely just out of the gym. It's going to be ridiculous. But Evan Neal, he's a person eraser, man. Right? So, yeah, I think that Jacksonville will make the smart choice. They want to keep Trevor Lawrence upright and they go from there. Two Lions, so like, they're going to take Aiden Hutchinson, where Hutchinson and Thibodeau, I think, are pretty close. I think Hutchinson is much closer to a finished product. Thibodeau doesn't quite have the bend that you want. Like if he doesn't, it's not like the Greek Freak, right? Or it's not even like Nick Bonito from Oklahoma either. Just you have all that physical tools, but you have a lot of raw high-end ability with Thibodeau. Hutchinson is pretty much done. Like he's gonna step on the field day one and be that Nick or Joey Bosa type player, that Myles Garrett. Maybe not quite there, but in that neighborhood. What we're talking about. 3 Texans. Now, if they go Gerard Mayo, if they go Brian Flores as head coach, I think they certainly could go defense and Kyle Hamilton over a Thibodeau. Woo, get it done, man. But Kyle Hamilton, I think, will be that joker. I think that having that sheriff on the back end would make a lot of sense as the Houston Texans look to rebuild at every single level. Hamilton is going to be an absolute stud going forward. 4. So the Jets, Rob Salah, thanking his lucky stars. He does get Thibodeau. And yeah, Thibodeau, like we said, is going to be a little bit of a project. Also was dinged up last year. But yeah, they're going to get after it. Him and Jonathan Reese-Myers on the edge, get some in New York. 5, sticking in New York. So going with Ekwonu, where Andrew Thomas really stepped up last year as their left tackle. But I would move Andrew Thomas to right tackle if you do land Ekwonu there. So, yeah, going to get the bookend tackles. You don't know who your quarterback of the future is going to be. Maybe 5 is a little bit rich for quarterback. Maybe they double dip and grab one later on. So, there you go. 6. Carolina Panthers. Now, they certainly could go quarterback here. Who's going to be calling the plays or who's going to be the signal caller here? It's not going to be Sam Darnold. Could it be Deshaun Watson back in Carolina? I don't know. But they go the first cornerback, Ahmad Sauce Gardner. Now, for my money, Sauce Gardner is a top 10 pick, top 12, ideally. I think that he could be that cornerback one, even though for me, it's still Stingley up there. We'll get to him in a sec. But you see some mock drafts where Gardner is down in the 20s, where it's just like, probably not going to happen. But you'll see this, whether it's Daniel Jeremiah or Mel Kiper. All of a sudden, they release their mock draft 1.0, and all of a sudden, some of these picks start moving up or moving down based on what DJ does. It's kind of funny, man. But yeah, Sauce Gardner, a true blue cornerback one, him and J.C. Horn tandem together. And the Panthers defense, led by Brian Burns and Jeremy Chin and Shaq, I mean, they have a lot of young, fun, fast pieces. Matt Rule is just clearly not getting together. Sorry, I'm checking out my Instacart. There you go. Order updates. We're good to go. So, yeah, Sauce Gardner, love him, man. 7 Giants. They could go quarterback here. New GM, not tied to Daniel Jones, but Devin Lloyd is just a dude. He is. Now, Nakobe Dean gets a lot of the hype, and rightfully so. I think they're both studs, but Devin Lloyd is just a machine. East, west, north, south, wherever you want to go, he just makes plays. There's a reason why that he was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. 8, Treylon Burks, where I said when the Vikings were mocked and Garrett Wilson as a wide receiver in the draft, taking wide receiver 1 off the board, Treylon Burks is just that dude, man. He's just that guy. Where, yeah, stuck on Arkansas. That's whatever there, but skill-wise, just an absolute beast. And I love me some Treylon Burks. And Atlanta, we've said several times they probably should go quarterback at some point, but getting Treylon, putting up with Kyle Pitts, maybe they get Calvin Ridley back. Come on. Oh, and of course, Tajay Sharp, and of course, Cordero Patterson. Let's go. Broncos break the seal on quarterbacks, and even though maybe there's not top 10 talent among this quarterbacks class, they always get pushed up because of the need for quarterbacks. We call it the quarterback tax. But George Paton, jumping George Paton, probably going to hire Dan Quinn as his head coach. Hopefully the OC is going to work hand in glove with Kenny Pickett, where Pickett can answer a lot of questions at the Senior Bowl. You know, one big year of production. Is it the Joe Burrow type effect? What about his hands? They could get that measurement at the Senior Bowl. So how does he do against high-end competition in an NFL system? That's going to be a really big question. But, yeah, for me, Kenny Pickett, I think, is pretty clearly the quarterback one. I'm not ready to say it like definitively at this point, but as of right now, before we get deep into the Senior Bowl and the Combine and Pro Days, for me, it's Kenny Pickett. I think that if you put Pickett on that offense with those weapons, let's go. 10. The Jets double dipping with their second pick via the Seahawks. Trent McDuffie, the cornerback. Yeah, Rob Salad going back-to-back defense, getting things together. And I do like McDuffie. Would I put him above Stingley? Maybe even Booth? Probably not. But that's not a knock on McDuffie. That's more belief in those other two guys. Washington. Yeah, this makes sense. Go Matt Corral from Washington, or Matt Corral from Ole Miss. And yeah, where Taylor Heineke is not going to be the answer long term, but getting things done. Ole Miss. Now the question is, can he scale from that college RPO heavy type offense to a pro style system? Scotty doesn't know. Scott Turner, can you do it? Matt Corral for the Commanders. That's right. 12. Here we go. Derek Stingley Jr., where Stingley had fell to the Vikings in a previous mock. I forget which one it was. It's not out of the realm of possibility because Stingley, like we said, has been a top 5 pick forever based off of his freshman season for 2019, the undefeated LSU Tigers. But last 2 years, marred by injuries, hasn't really gotten to that same height of 2019. So you could see teams go with Sauce Gardner or go with Booth or go with McDuffie ahead of Stingley. Although, if Stingley's there at 12, hand in the card. Like, you're betting on potential. Here's what he wrote. Stingley is a wild card in this draft class. If you watch him solely as a freshman, you think he's a lock to go top 5. If you watch him over the last 2 seasons, though, you probably think he's a borderline first rounder. He has the tools to be successful at the next level, but I have concerns about his inconsistent effort and play strength. I'm not worried, man. I understand DJ did this for a living, was a scout, but give me Derek Stingley. Let's go, man. Yeah, so Vikings cornerback room, pretty thin, but yeah, definitely gets a boost from Stingley. And also, yes, the irony of taking a cornerback after Zimmer leaves. It's kind of funny, man. Going through the rest of the first round, Trevon Walker going to the Browns. Get some. Put him opposite of Myles Garrett long term. Go ahead. The Ravens, Taylor Penning, the tackle from Northern Iowa. Yeah, the other guy. Yeah, the other one. The other Northern Iowa tackle, Spencer Brown, went to the Buffalo Bills, doing good things there. But, yeah, putting him opposite Ronnie Stanley for a long time. Go ahead. The Eagles. Now, this is a quandary where the Vikings potentially could have gone with George Kalafdis there at 12. The Greek Freak just getting things done. I do love him, but, you know, what can you do? Eagles, this is the run of 3 first-round picks. Getting Drake London. Yeah. I love me some Drake London. He was still the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year, even though he was out in like October. And if he hadn't broken his ankle, I think he's clearly the wide receiver 1 in this class. But yeah, just getting after it as a power forward, 6'5", got power, just jump ball, go up and get it. I think he's going to be, Drake London and Devontae Smith. And if they actually get something out of Jalen Reagor, I'm not holding my breath at this point, even though you broke my heart, man. I believed in Jalen, but I'm okay with Justin Jefferson. There we go. 17. The Chargers still continue to hammer down on offensive line. So Bernard Rallman out of Central Michigan, where he's the interesting small school guy that's been rising up, and putting him opposite of Rashawn Slater, really solidifying the offensive line for Justin Herbert makes sense. Saints going with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State, where the Michael Thomas comparisons are there. I don't really quite see that, but Garrett Wilson is the slot machine this year. Whoever the hell the quarterback is going to be on the Saints. Now, you could certainly see them going quarterback here. Maybe a Malik Willis, maybe even a Carson Strong. But, yeah, getting the best wide receiver still on the board. Go ahead. 19, Olave's there too. Yeah, 19 Eagles finish out their 3 first-round picks. Kenyan Green out of Texas A&M. Love him. A first interior offensive lineman taken. Could they have gone Linderbaum in this spot? I mean, it's possible as a replacement for Kelsey, but they do have our guy Landon Dickerson in Philly, so maybe it's whatever there. 20 Steelers, where we said this last year in the draft. Their offensive line is extremely suspect. So getting Charles Cross out of Mississippi State, the young redshirt sophomore, getting things done. Go ahead. 21, Jordan Davis. This is unfair, man. I mean, how the hell do they get Jordan Davis and Christian Barmore? I mean, they just get great defensive tackle value matriculating down in the first round. They got Barmore in the second round. How dare they? How dare they? Like, how do they do it? Because that's how Belichick built this team to a Super Bowl champion the first time around. It's that defense up front, man. Whether it be Richard Seymour to Vince Wilfork. Come on. Gross. Raiders. And now Derek Carr really stepped up this year. Maybe they get Devontae Adams. They definitely need some wide receiver help after the whole Ruggs experiment. But Chris Olave is going to destroy the combine. And yeah, he's going to really step up. Cardinals, David Ojabo. I don't know if they hang on to Chandler Jones. The J.J. Watt experiment is whatever. Sure. But yeah, David Ojabo. The other Michigan edge rusher. Georgia, respect. They really neutralized Ojabo and Hutchinson in the national title game. But that was more, hey, we're going to do 3-step drops and get the ball out quick as opposed to getting 5- and 7-step drops. I wish Norv would have taken a page from their playbook, but yeah, it's whatever there. Cowboys. Nakobe Dean, gross. So Van Der Esch probably isn't long for the Cowboys, but Nakobe Dean and Micah Parsons, come on, son. 25, you got the Bengals, Linderbaum, where. So obviously what is the name of the Ohio State guard that they took in the first round, that center guard that didn't work out? The name escapes me. Actually, we should look it up. Yeah. This is really good podcast right here. Bengals. Oh, Billy Price. Yeah, torn pec Billy Price. Yeah, that didn't work out. But yeah, getting some Tyler Linderbaum in this spot, I think that he is revved up, ready to go. And I understand Vikings fans are sort of worried about taking a center in the first round because of what happened with Garrett Bradbury. But no, like honestly, if they took Linderbaum at 12, I would not be upset. There's a lot of guys, if they took at 12, I won't be upset. 26, Gophers getting on the board. Daniel Vallely, 400 pounds, getting it done. Dolphins want to protect Tua Tagovailoa, but also here's what's interesting: if they keep Vallely at right tackle, that's Tua's blind side. Nice. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, absolute monster. I mean, 6'9", nice. He's listed at 380 pounds. Baloney in my bra. Please. Bills go with Kyler Gordon out of Washington, the other great cornerback. So the Bills secondary has been to their strength, but getting Gordon opposite Tre'Davious White could be an upgrade over Dane Jackson. So sure. 28, Quay Walker coming out of Georgia. Yeah, Georgia and Alabama just really getting it with the draft picks, of course. National title winners. Let's go. How about them dogs? But him, Rashad Evans, probably going to leave. So there you go. 29. Lions do it. Quarterback 3 off the board. Malik Willis out of Liberty, where you do question, caliber of competition. 2-year starter at Liberty was sort of whatever at times, but Jared Goff is not the answer. You do want a developmental quarterback. They're probably going to roll with Goff in 2022, but yeah, can they work Willis, which you talk about Willis, to be the next quarterback of the Lions, and hopefully it actually works out. I mean, it's a possibility. Chiefs. So this is the unfair pick. Jameson Williams probably would have been wide receiver 1 if he didn't tear his ACL in the national title game. Also, Bama probably wins that game because Bryce Young was thrown to redshirt sophomores and whatnot. It's like, yeah, sure, they're 5 stars, but they didn't have experience, and they're not going to pull a Devontae Smith in the national title game against Georgia. But yeah, Jameson Williams probably going to be out most of next year with the ACL, but the Chiefs get him, and come on. So you got Tyreek, you got Travis Kelce, and you have Byron Pringle, and you have Mecole Hardman, and now you just add Jameson Williams, who could just chill. It's ridiculous. Redonkulous. Speaking of redonkulous, so Tom Brady's probably coming back next year, and the Bucs could lose Chris Godwin in free agency, played on the franchise tag this year. So Jahan Dotson, Penn State University, where at times he just took over games. Like the Penn State-Michigan State game, I mean, come on. Just a fantastic wide receiver. It's another good year for wide receivers, shocker. So they do there. And DJ, projecting the... Actually, wait. So this goes by... What's this go by? Because I don't think the Packers are going to play the Bucs in the Super Bowl. But, okay. But, yeah, Devontae Wyatt, where, yeah, Jordan Davis gets all the hype, rightfully so, but Wyatt was making some big-time plays in the playoffs, especially against Alabama. He was a disruptor, and him and Kenny Clark on the inside, annoying. Effing annoying, man. But, yeah, that's it. Take a look at DJ's Mock Draft 1.0. As I forget Billy Price, and also Mecole Hardman's name slipped my mind. We're losing it. 36 years old, we're losing it, man. But, yeah, Derek Stingley at 12. I'm okay with the inconsistency. I'm okay with the injuries. If he can reach that apex that he was as a true freshman in 2019 for LSU, let's go. Let's go, man. But your thoughts on our thoughts on DJ's thoughts. Take a look at Daniel Jeremiah's Mock Draft 1.0. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.